Hey everyone, and welcome. So, if you've ever played around with an AI tool like ChatGPT, you already know it can be, well, incredibly powerful. But to really get the most out of it, you kind of have to know how to talk to it. Today, we are going to dive into the one skill that takes you from a casual user to an absolute power user: prompt engineering. So, does this sound familiar? You ask the AI for something really specific, and what you get back is, well, it's generic, it's unhelpful, or sometimes it's just plain wrong. It is a super common frustration, and honestly, it can feel like you're talking to a brick wall.
But what if I told you the problem usually isn't the AI at all? It's almost always the quality of the instructions we're giving it. You see, getting better answers is a skill, and it's a skill you can learn. That skill is called prompt engineering, and it is the absolute key to making AI work for you, not against you.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll cover the art of the ask. Then, we'll break down the anatomy of a good prompt. We'll level up with some pro-level techniques, learn how to give your AI a specific role, see how this all works in the real world, and finally, we'll wrap up with your very own prompting toolkit. Let's get into it.
All right, first up, the art of the ask. Look, the single most important thing to get about generative AI is this: the quality of what you get out is almost entirely dependent on the quality of what you put in. It's that simple. Think of it like a conversation. The clearer and better your question, the better the answer you're going to get back. So what exactly is prompt engineering? Well, to put it simply, it's the skill of crafting your instructions, your prompts, to guide an AI so it produces exactly what you're looking for. It's kind of like a mix of logic, a little bit of creativity, and yeah, some trial and error to get that perfect result.
Okay, let's keep building on this. If you want to get great at prompt engineering, you have to understand the basic building blocks of a really effective prompt. And luckily, it's actually surprisingly simple.
A really great prompt has three core parts, and you can remember them with the acronym TIC. First, you've got the task. What specifically do you want the AI to do? Second, the instructions. How should it do it? You know, things like tone, format, length. And third, the context. This is the background information it means to actually complete the task accurately.
Now this is where it gets really interesting. Let's see it in action. Take a look at this prompt. It's for a pretty complex task, right? Drafting a grad school admissions essay. You can already start to see the different pieces at play: the goal, the tone he's asking for, and all those background details.
And boom, here's how that prompt breaks down using our TIC framework. The task, super clear. Write a first draft of an essay. The instructions, also very specific. Personal, persuasive tone, keep it under 250 words, and hey, don't ask me any questions. And the context is just packed with info. It's for a public policy master's at Harvard, and the essay topic is about a specific change of opinion. See how each one of those parts adds another layer of precision? It's night and day.
All right, so once you've got the TIC framework down, you are ready to move on to some more advanced techniques. These are the ones you'll want to use when you're tackling really complex problems, or when you need the AI to actually reason its way to a solution.
And here is the big secret to pro-level prompting. For a really complex problem, especially one that involves logic or math, just asking for the final answer is a recipe for disaster. You have to guide the AI's thinking process.
So the trick is to literally tell the AI to think step by step or show your work. This awesome technique is called chain of thought prompting. By making the model write out its reasoning, you're forcing it to break the problem down into smaller, more logical pieces. And you know what? This dramatically reduces errors and makes it way more likely you get the right answer.
Just look at this fantastic example. On the left, a pretty standard prompt just asks for the answer to a math problem, and yep, it gets it wrong. But on the right, the prompt does something clever. It uses what's called few-shot prompting combined with chain of thought. It gives the AI an example of how to reason through a similar problem first. Then, the model just follows that pattern for the new problem, breaking it down correctly and getting the right answer. That's the power of showing, not just telling. Let's move on to one of my favorite techniques because it's so creative and powerful: giving your AI a specific role to play. This is where you can turn that generalist AI assistant into a highly specialized expert for just about any situation you can dream up.
The idea here is actually super simple. You just start your prompt by telling the AI who it is. For example, you are a career coach, or you are a skeptical editor. By assigning a persona like this, you're priming the AI to respond from a certain point of view, with a specific style, and with a particular set of knowledge.
And honestly, the possibilities here are endless. You can ask it to be a helpful mentor, a tough critic, a patient tutor, or even a sharp interviewer to prep you for a big meeting.
Check out this brilliant use case. Let's say you're getting ready for a job offer negotiation. You could prompt the AI with something just like this. You are a tough negotiator for a company. You're worried about the budget, so be resistant to my proposals. This lets you practice your skills in a totally safe, simulated environment. How cool is that?
You know what? Why not give it a shot right now? Go ahead and pause this explainer and open up your favorite AI tool. Try giving it a roll. What would you ask a virtual career coach? Or maybe a world-class travel agent? See what kind of specialized advice you can get.
Okay, so now that we have these powerful techniques, tick, chain of thought, and personas, let's see how they all come together to solve some really valuable real-world problems. This is all about taking the theory and actually putting it into practice. You know, the job search process is a perfect playground for this stuff. You could start by just brainstorming potential jobs based on your interests. Then you could use a prompt like, act as a professional resume writer. Here's my experience. Draft a compelling cover letter for a project manager role and use a confident but humble tone. You can even run mock interviews where the AI plays the hiring manager and, like we just saw, practice your salary negotiation. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground. To make sure these lessons really stick, let's condense everything down into a simple, actionable toolkit of best practices you can start using right away.
So here are the quick do's and don'ts. Do. Be specific. Start simple and build on it like a conversation. Provide examples when you can, and ask for a few options to choose from. And don't? Don't be vague. Don't just assume the first answer is the best one, and try to give positive instructions. For example, instead of saying, don't use jargon, it works way better to say, explain this in simple terms for a beginner.
So the most crucial points to take away are these. First, always remember that tick framework: task, instructions, and context. Second, for complex reasoning, ask the AI to think step by step. Third, use personas to unlock those expert-level conversations. And probably most importantly, iterate. The conversation is everything. Keep refining your prompts based on what the AI gives you back.
You now have the fundamental keys to prompt engineering. You understand how to structure your requests, how to guide the AI's reasoning, and how to shape its very personality. So the only question left is, what will you create? Go experiment, have fun, and unlock the true power of AI.